Hello and welcome back to another video. As you probably already guessed, I'm going to do a video about the evil Instagram algorithm. I just want to start off by saying I am not a social media marketer or digital marketer or anything like that, but I've been personally researching into it. I thought I would share them with you. I was that person that posted once a week, if that, and it was fine. And then once Instagram changed the policies and the algorithm changed, I slowly started to notice a decline in likes and follows, and I blamed Instagram. I was that person that would say Instagram hates me. To be fair, I still say it. So I'm going to break it down, and the first thing I want to talk about is the app itself. Instagram wants you to stay on the app for longer, and that's all. I think we need to stop thinking that Instagram is like a photo sharing app, because it used to be. And it still is. In the update, they've given us free tools to use, so IGTV being one of them, reels, carousels, guides. It's really important to use these features. Back in November, I had between 850 to 900 followers. It was like between that like ballpark, and every time I got 900 followers, because I wasn't consistent, I'd always lose like 20-30 followers, and it was such a struggle because I had no motivation to take photos, make videos, and getting 1,000 followers is actually the hardest part. The algorithm doesn't actually know anything about what your like niche is, so it doesn't push your work out as much. I know people always bang on about being consistent. Every time you research how to grow, it's like consistency, but like it's so true. And I've been posting for 3.5 months and I've gained 600 followers, which is mad. Like, it's just mad. But I am posting near enough every day, whether that's a post or a reel or an IGTV, even stories. By doing a poll or a quiz on your story, it's showing the algorithm that your audience is communicating with you. And by doing all these little things, it's keeping people on Instagram longer. And if you follow me, you'll know I love Instagram stories, and I probably overdo it a little bit sometimes. This is why sharing posts and saving posts are the new like and comment, because it's showing the algorithm that that was good enough to share and save. Speaking specifically about comments, it does not recognise emojis. So even though your friend is being really supportive and posting 10 fire emojis on a post, isn't doing anything because the Instagram doesn't recognise what that is. Now, moving on to hashtags. The main factor for hashtags is that it brings traffic to your page. And to be honest, I still don't do this, but you're supposed to use between 10 and 15 hashtags. I use like 30. Another thing to note as well is not to copy and paste your hashtags, which, to be fair, I still do sometimes, just when I can't be bothered, and it's just so much easier. But you can actually be classed as a spammer because it recognises that you're just using the same hashtags over and over again. An important thing is try and find hashtags that relate to your content, which might sound obvious, but a lot of people still use the trending hashtags, which is fine for TikTok because it brings you onto the For You page. But if you do this for Instagram, the algorithm doesn't know where to send your content. So if you're doing photography hashtags or tattoo hashtags, if you're a tattooist, then obviously it'll push your work out to those categories. But if you're just doing random ones, the algorithm will literally just get confused and just go. And another thing to remember, which again I don't tend to do, try and find hashtags that are like medium reach and use 2 high reach ones. So like photo of the day is probably like 1.4 billion. If you use smaller ones like 600k posts, then you're more likely to be seen and not get lost. Photo of the day is like my favourite one to use. So now I'm going to talk about how I personally grew my Instagram, and I'm not saying that like I've suddenly blew up with like 100,000 followers. The main one for me is probably looking for other photographers that have got a similar following to me and going onto their profile, like, comment, save, share. Even sometimes I'll send them a DM and just say love your feed, love your post. You get to know more people that share the same hobby as you. Another little tip is going to people's profiles. Let's say Peter McKinnon for an example. Obviously I'd say use a smaller account, but if you go to their latest post or a couple of the posts and you just start liking other people's comments and maybe reply to a few of them, that's going to bring traffic to your account because they're obviously going to be wondering who you are, just please don't follow to unfollow, because it's just a shitty thing to do and it can actually get you banned as well. We don't want that. Another thing as well, for me, what I did is I went through my followers and I removed any bots or any accounts that just haven't been active for a couple of years, any accounts that have been deleted. Maybe even just follow people that don't interact with you, because they're serving no purpose. Your reach can be affected by it. If you've got a business account on Instagram, then you'll know you can see insights, and I use this all the time because it lets me know which posts have performed the best. In saying that, don't let that ruin your creativity as well by being subjective to that one post. Now, if you've got a spare £3, £4, £5, what I'd recommend is promote the post that's done the best, because this post has done well on its own, so to speak. The algorithm will push it out to its maximum capacity. And one thing is, I know a lot of people will disagree with the whole promotion thing, but this is what personally worked for me. Another thing with insights as well is you can see what time your audience is most active. And for me, I used to post like between 5 PM and 6 PM, but that's when everyone posts their work because they just finished work or whatever. So now I tend to post like around 3 and then after 7. While I'm talking about posting at specific times as well, I just want to add that the first 24 hours after posting as well, like the most crucial. So if you're posting a photo or a reel at 5 PM and by 7 PM the engagement's dropped, it means that Instagram's basically stopped pushing your work to the front of the queue. And I only know this from experience because the point of view video that I done on IGTV was still getting likes and comments 3 days later. But more importantly, that engagement was coming from people that follow me, but names that I didn't see often, which means Instagram must have pushed my content to the front of their feed. So that's basically it on the algorithm. As I say, I don't have huge knowledge on the algorithm, but these things in particular worked for me. They might not work for you, they might, I don't know. The algorithm is a funny old thing. If you enjoyed this video or if you found it useful, let me know in the comments. And as always, I will see you in the next one. Bye! Future editing Sophie. But I just wanted to say as well, if you are obsessed with followers and looking at how many likes you've got, don't feel guilty about it because we all do it, but just remember the reason why you're doing it in the first place. Because I think sometimes you can get caught up in the numbers, but as long as you're creating for yourself, that's all that matters. Traffic coming. I've suddenly reached 100,000 subscribers. Why do I keep saying subscribers when I'm talking about Instagram? Sort your fucking shit out. Start again. Start again. Start again. 3, 2, 1.